What's up, Thrashers, and welcome back to the Thrash Maniac 99 YouTube channel, and it's time for episode 21 of 5 Questions with Levi. I apologize for it being a day late. I completely forgot to do the episode yesterday on the normal day of doing the show, which is Tuesday, but I am here now, and I'm here to finally get through episode 21, but be sure to send in questions for episode 22 next Tuesday. It will be back on regular schedule next week. I just simply forgot about it. And also, yes, rest in peace my goatee that I tried to grow for over a year. So, yeah. But I basically shaved it off because I want to try and get it looking better, but I need to get some, like, oils or something to make it look straight instead of it just curling up all the time. But, nonetheless, let's get to the questions for episode 21, please. Brofist United asks, have you ever been to a sporting event of any kind besides NASCAR? And if so, which events and how was the experience? Well, basically, I went to 2 high school football games, and I fucking hated it. So, yeah, I've not been to any... Well, actually, I think I have been to, like, a Monster Jam, but I was, like, really young, so I don't remember how it went. So I believe I went to something like that, but if you want to consider pro wrestling sports, then I've been to many pro wrestling shows, particularly in WWE. So, yeah. If I wanted to go to any other sport event, I want to go to an Ohio State football game. That's been a dream of mine, to go to a Buckeyes game, but logistics and all that shit. So, yeah. There you have it with that. BlazeLife334 asks, what is the most embarrassing moment you ever had? Oh, man. Probably one time when I was, like, 8 or 9 years old. I was at my old house, which was about, like, 10, 15 miles away from the house I'm at now. And, basically, my mom would chase me at the top of our giant hill, and she was tickling my armpits, and I pissed myself. Because I'm very, very ticklish, and if people try to tickle me for long periods of time, I might piss all over you. So, if you want to be wise, do not tickle me, otherwise I will piss on you. And like they say, it's better to be pissed off than pissed on. Just a warning. Fat fuck behind a burning asshole asks, do you see newer faces in lower equipment like Busher, DiBenedetto, etc. ever making it to top tier teams, or will they be ride-around drivers their entire career like David Reagan or Regan Smith, etc.? Well, Busher, I wished would have gotten a Roush car, because I think he could have been a driver that could have revitalized Roush racing. Because, I mean, if you look at how he's performed this year in the 37 car, which is like mid to low tier equipment, he's been able to run top 20 on occasion, even get a couple top 10s or a top 5 here and there in mediocre equipment like that. So, I bet you if he would have gotten picked up by Roush to go to Roush Racing, either to replace Trevor Bayne or put in, or bring back the 99 and put him in the 99 or whatever while Biffle was still around in 2016. I could have guaranteed Busher could have gotten some impressive runs in his rookie year in 2016 driving for Roush. Or some other big team could have given him a chance, or hell, Ganassi could have given him an opportunity, and he probably could have done what Kyle Larson's been doing with that team. So, I mean, DiBenedetto, on the other hand, there is possibility he could go to the 41 in Stewart-Haas, but I still have a sickening feeling that Cole Custer is going to get that car, and I do not want that to happen, because fuck Cole Custer. But, yeah, DiBenedetto, as of right now, he could be in the 41 next year, or somewhere else, I don't know, but I don't know what to think right now. But Buescher, I felt, could have really helped Roush Racing out a lot if Roush would have been smart and put him in a 4th car for Roush during 2016. So, and then once Biffle got out in 2017, he could have taken the 16 car. Just a little thought. Billy Bishop asks, who's your favorite WWE wrestler of the Attitude Era? Mine. What? Billy Bishop asks, who's your favorite WWE wrestler of the Attitude Era? Mine. What? Are Stone Cold Steve Austin, Triple H, and The Rock. Well, if that poster right there doesn't tell you, then I don't know what is, and I wear the t-shirt a lot. So, if anybody who's been paying attention to my channel for long enough should know by now that I love Stone Cold Steve Austin, damn it! Ah! NASCAR Q1 Cup Series asks, thoughts on the 2019 package? I personally don't think NASCAR will die from this. I am not a troll. It's my actual opinion. Well, I respect it. However, I did save this question for last because many people have wanted me to do a video talking about the announced package now because it's out there. It's been out there for over a week. People have been begging me to make a video about it. Well, this is the closest you're going to get. The reason why I didn't want to make a video about it is because I didn't want to yell, because I think most people know how I feel about this package and how I feel it's just another misstep in NASCAR's process. But my thoughts on it as a whole, thank God it's not for the entire season, so there will be Cup reviews again next year, and I'll even watch with the new package just to see what's going to happen. If it's shit, then I'm going to say that it's shit. If it's good, then okay. However, my thoughts on the package as a whole, I've said it so many times already, making the car's horsepower reduced is not the problem, or is not the answer to solving the quality of racing. It's just what boggles my mind about everything NASCAR has been doing for now, at this point, 10 plus years, 11 years, pretty much ever since COT days. I just don't understand NASCAR's process. And you wonder why they lose so much money with the making of these cars? It's because they're trying to do overcomplicated things to these cars that cost too much money, like side force, the splitter, the tapered spacer, and all that shit. That costs way more money than just simplifying the cars. You know? It was less expensive 13 years ago with the cars because they were simple and it worked. Not everything has to... Complexity doesn't always mean that it's good. Same thing with simplicity. However, in NASCAR's case, simplifying the cars is better for the sport rather than making them way too advanced to where nobody can really drive them, and most drivers in NASCAR would probably say they hate racing these cars because they're way too difficult to drive. Now, it's not to say that driving race cars wasn't difficult at all. Of course, it's always going to be difficult. However, it wasn't as difficult 12, 13 years ago when we had the Gen 4 cars. Nowadays, because of side force becoming such a big thing, it's very hard for drivers to drive these race cars. And the only positive takeaways, I have said it, the only positive takeaways of this new package is the bigger spoiler and the aero ducts. Those are good step forward, or good things for a step forward in the right direction. However, the problems with this package is side force is still on the cars, the splitter is still on, and on top of that, they're putting on a smaller tapered spacer, which essentially is a bigger restrictor plate. Now, I know people kept saying they're not using restrictor plates. Technically, a tapered spacer is a restrictor plate in essence, because pretty much a restrictor plate and tapered spacer have the same sort of functionality to reduce the horsepower of race cars. Now with the horsepower being at 550 horsepower instead of where it was this year, which was like 700 to 750, all the races are going to be a ring around the rosy, especially on the mile-and-a-half tracks, because, I mean, you look at the All-Star race last year when this package was used. It worked because it was a non-points event. But in points event situations, all it's going to be is a combination of ringed around the rosy and complete and utter shit shows when it comes to crashes. I guarantee you next year we're going to see more wrecks than we have seen in a single season of NASCAR, because all that's going to happen is these drivers are going to get way too aggressive for no reason and cause a lot of massive wrecks and cost teams even more money. So I really don't see how this is supposed to be financially beneficial for the sport if all that's going to happen is more torn up race cars than we have ever seen in the history of the sport. And all it's going to do is cost teams even more money. So, why not do this, NASCAR? Myself, Real Radman, and a bunch of other people have been saying it all year long. Make the quarter panels symmetrical to where they're both flared in like an actual car on the streets. Not only does it make the cars look better, but it helps people who drive the cars rely on mechanical grip, and we can actually see actual talent rather than side force where it just basically helps you from spinning. Get rid of the splitter. I'm still planning on making that compilation video as to why the splitter is bad for these cars, and then of course get rid of the tapered spacer and just let the engines be 800 to 850 horsepower like they should be, and I bet you races will be better, ratings will be better, merchandise sales will be better, attendance will be better, because if you have an on-track product that's all about talented drivers rather than gimmicks, then I guarantee you more fans will be happy and more fans would come back or tune into the sport more often. So, if you ask me, all this package for next year is just a band-aid to get to the Gen 7, which they have said they're looking into getting rid of the splitter for the Gen 7 cars. That's good, but do everything else like I just said. Get rid of side force, get rid of the tapered spacer, but keep the aero ducts and the big spoilers. Because after all, more downforce is better than side force when it comes to racing. The cars need to be where it's hard to pass for the right reasons. The reason why it's hard to pass in today's day and age is because of stuff like side force and the tapered spacer, where it just causes more dirty air, more turbulent air, and if you manage to get a run without the driver in front of you having to back off to let you go, then it's very hard to get by somebody because the car in front of you pushes you back because of the turbulent air, and that messes up aerodynamics of the race car. So, all this package is, like I said, it's just a band-aid to get to the Gen 7. So, when Gen 7 comes out, which from what I'm guessing is like 2021, maybe 2022 at the latest, then I don't know. I mean, I could go on and on about this, but we're 15 minutes into this, so luckily, like I said, I saved this question for last because this was going to be a long portion, so there you have it. And anyways, thank you guys for watching episode 21 of 5 Questions with Levi. Be sure to send in questions for episode 22 this Tuesday. And if it lagged in the middle of the video, I apologize. I don't know what happened. But anyways, thank you for watching. Peace out, and I will see you soon.